And test 1 2. Here we are again. Hello, hello. This is week 3. Yeah, week 3, which is technically supposed to be from July 24th to I'm lost. I think it was July 22nd through the 29th. It's been a kind of a crazy week. So yeah, this episode's coming a little late. Apologies. I didn't have a ton of time to watch a ton of stuff, and that I did watch. I also sprinkled in a little bit of Dexter. So not a lot of movies to talk about. But I figure try to be as consistent as possible. So hello again. If this is hello for the first time, hello for the second, or if you're somehow got roped into this for a third week. Hello again for the third time. This is Dunk's Movie Corner, where I recap what I watched in a week, give my thoughts, recommendations, what not to watch. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And I might rant about movies for the next 1 to 30, 40 minutes, depending on how much I watch that week. So, with that in mind, let's get into it. Last week, I think I ended. I don't really want to listen back to the episode and hear my voice, to be perfectly honest. So I think I ended with Ferrari. So this week, for the first several days of the week, I didn't watch anything. I was either at work or with the dog or with friends or whoever or whatever was the case. Either way, the first movie I watched for the week was Speed Racer. Uh, And wow, what a fun movie! What a fun watch! Definitely enjoyed seeing that. Uh, the most color in any movie I've ever seen ever, and an actual. It wasn't like throw up. It was. I don't know. It was the right. It's the right amount of camp. It's the right amount of fun. Uh, but there are still several moments, especially towards the end. Yes, the whole like. I mean, spoiler alert, but this did come out like 15, 20 years ago at this point, almost 2008, whatever. There's like the younger brother relationship with what he thinks is the dead brother, older brother. I get emotional. I'm human. It's fair. But I've seen this several times. I know every time I watch it, I like it. Um, so yeah, if you haven't, it's very fun. It's made by the people who did The Matrix, the sister directors. And yes, there are little bits here and there where it's very much almost the like almost too cartoony cartoon, which because again, Speed Racer was a cartoon, so I kind of get it. But for the most part, pretty much like I was hooked. It's fun. It's just an enjoyable watch. Like I don't think I could watch this and regret watching that, if that makes any kind of sense. So that's a solid like 4.5 out of 5. Not a perfect movie, but very enjoyable. Like I think it accomplished exactly what it was trying to accomplish. I think it hit the notes that it was trying to hit. Is it gonna win like best picture or like truly make me like I don't know reevaluate life or anything like that? Maybe not. But not every movie is supposed to be that, which I can actually really appreciate. Uh, and from that, folks, we go to Zathura, A Space Adventure is the full title. Um, this was almost not a sequel, but like a next generation. Again, not a total like shot for shot. Even I like same exact as Jumanji, with Robin Williams, RIP, but this was like a new version, quote unquote, where it's like a space game that sucks super young Josh Hutcherson and his younger brother, who I can't think of anything else he was in besides this, out into space where they deal with robots and aliens and meteor showers and their older sister, which is Kristen Stewart, who again still cannot act no matter what movie I see her in. I can't stand it. Maybe Love Lies Bleeding, I think, just got to HBO Max. I might check that out because, again, I heard that's pretty. I heard it's the best quote unquote acting that she's done. I don't know if it's gonna be my cup of tea or not, but I'm gonna give it a go. Either way, she's in this. Dax Shepard, which he seems such like a I don't know. He's such an odd choice in casting. Like he's not like the leading man kind of guy. So you're, I don't know. I don't place him as like the everyday Joe kind of guy either. Granted, this was early 2000s. This is 2005. I guess he had his time in the sun, and he's got that really well-known and well-respected podcast now with his wife Kristen Bell. But just I don't know. Either way, casting aside, the movie itself, it's very obvious that it came out in 2005 between graphics and, well, everything, story, music, shots. I mean, the cinematography. I mean, it is exactly what you think it's going to be. And I guess that's not inherently bad or wrong, but I think maybe, again, if I saw this when I was younger, or just, yeah, it's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. I gave it like a 2 out of 5 ish. Um, if you look at this is a weird specific detail, but if you look at the board game itself, like I actually really uh like the concept and like all the art and everything for like retrofuturism, which is where like 50s, the idea of like what the future's gonna hold as of like going to space and like interplanetary travel. Like I think they did it a little bit better in again, also not a great movie, but in Tomorrowland, which was George Clooney, Hugh Laurie, and No Name Girl, Disney kind of thing. Again, not a great movie, but I think I did the concept a little better. But just it was just a little tiny little nudge in this, where the game itself is like the aesthetics of it. I that those are little details that I really like in movies. Um, I think it'd be really cool to work in like a prop department. Just making cool shit like that sounds really cool to me. Um, I have no idea how you might get into that, but I don't know, just neat little detail that I saw that I was like, "Ooh, that scratches an itch in my brain that I can appreciate." Would I recommend it? Maybe if you have kids, but maybe not if you are literally anyone else. Um, from there, I rewatched, and I did not realize how many times I watched and logged this. I think one of the first movies, Letterboxd, that I started logging movies and keeping track of this kind of stuff, how many times I've done this, because it says I've already logged this 3 different times. Uh, is Palm Springs. Sorry, I thought I had said the title. Maybe I didn't. Either way. So yeah, 3 years ago I saw it. A year. Then I saw it a couple days ago. It's such fun. A yes, comfort watch, but also just like I don't know. Like I think there are so many places in our either our psyche or just our personality where you don't need every movie to like make you leave the theater like, oh man, I'm gonna change my life, or oh, I'm gonna go like hug my mom, or like that's why Speed Racer, Palm Springs, they're just like, maybe it's just the escapism is it of it, but if you don't know the concept, it's like Groundhog Day, but with like again, for the lack of a better word, it's a modern day take of Groundhog Day. Very fun. The chemistry with the leads, which is Andy Samberg, which he's very hit or miss for me. Sometimes he's just kind of too goofy, but I think this role is absolutely perfect for him as a like goofy guy stuck in a time loop at a wedding. Uh, yeah, he's just like the boyfriend of the bride, one of the bride. Either way, and then the girl. What is her name? Let me look it up. Because she's fantastic. Uh, she's like uh I mean, I don't know, just it's just something that just a preference personally that I'm here for. Uh oh, and J.K. Simmons is great. He's not a major, I mean, I don't want to I'd say I don't want to spoil this, but again, it came out 4 years ago. It's been around. If you have, I believe it's Hulu, uh definitely check it out. But he plays a role. Is just what I will say without saying too much more. But he's fantastic, uh, and very small part goes to the guy who is playing Superman, not the new like movie that's coming out in like 2025, but like the show that's been out, like Superman and Lois. I don't know the guy's name. He plays the groom in the wedding that they're attending over and over again for all eternity unless they figure something out. Just a small. I was like, just a guy I recognize. But so this has become a ramble that has not made a whole lot of coherent sense or interesting to probably listen to, and I still can't find her name. Not a great I Googleizer. Palm Springs cast. This was painful. Christine Miloti? Can't figure it out. Either way, she's fantastic. She's also going to be the leads in the coming. It's I think this year. I think it's October this year, November. Uh, Penguin, where it's like the Batman like spinoff between the first and second movies, the ones with Robert Pattinson, which they're fantastic, and I think a trailer dropped either today or the last couple days after San Diego Comic Con, and she's in it fairly heavily from what I've heard. So I'm actually looking forward to that a lot. I think she was really great in this. And yeah, just a really fun, enjoyable watch. I would recommend this to pretty much anyone. It's fun for people who want fun. It's got romance. If you want some romance, there's comedy. If you want comedy, there is, for lack of a better word, action. If you want action, so yeah, I give this a solid 4.5 out of 5. Like this was again maybe not a perfect movie, but definitely something I really enjoy after movies over 3 years. I think this was. I think I remember seeing this was in my. This is how much it dates. It is. I was in my first apartment in Seattle, and I've moved 4 times since then. Jesus. And I remember seeing this in my bedroom, streaming this as I borrowed the Hulu password from a friend. And I was like, holy shit, I need to tell someone about this right now. It's so fun. Uh, yeah, check it out. With that, yesterday, I went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine, just like I feel like everyone else is either talking about it or seeing it or have saw it, whatever the case is. Uh, it came out this year. It's getting a lot of buzz because a lot of Marvel movies are just A, not good, and B, no one really cares anymore. I guess the difference one with this is A, they're bringing back Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and he's been doing it since the early 2000s. So I think they're getting a demographic that's been around for a while that likes him. I mean, he is fantastic as Wolverine, as Logan. Um, is it a good movie? I I don't know. Like, did I enjoy watching it? Absolutely. Would I? I don't know. The actual plot, if you look at it, if you like wrote out what the plot is on a how pacing and what actually happened in the movie, if you wrote it out, it's kind of a mess. It's not that interesting. However, it is very fun. Like I genuinely enjoyed. I never looked at my watch. Like it was, I think like 2 hours and 7 minutes or something like that, and I had a blast. Uh, if you have any kind of nerd or fandom in you, because that's almost this entire movie is just either like cameos or reference. I mean, that's the and they address it. They literally like Deadpool turns to the camera. He's like, "This is what this movie's gonna be," so I can appreciate that. But uh, I think without those kinds of things, this movie would not A be good and B be getting the buzz that it's getting because there's a lot of deep cut. Like they brought people back who haven't starred as these characters in like 20 years. Not to spoil anything, I probably won't say anything specifically. Just came out, but yeah, I would say go watch it. It's fun. Do I need to watch this again anytime soon? Maybe not. It definitely does make a difference watching this, I would say, in a theater surrounded by like other people who are into this stuff because then you can react to all the different like cameos and references together. It does make a difference, even though I know you're really not supposed to talk in theaters. I don't know. It does make a difference to me. I gave that a 3.5 out of 5. Again, fun, not amazing. I don't think I need to rewatch this for a while. Like the first time for this and that's kind of it. That's all I saw this week. I did not watch a ton of movies. I've been watching Dexter fairly, for lack of a better word, vehemently. I've been pretty hard on the grind. I think I'm on season 4 now. There's like 12 episodes a season. Each episode is about an hour. So it's not like I'm not putting in my reps, as one might say. Uh, but yeah, it's just there's not as much as going on. I will say Dexter. I like the character of Dexter. At least it's interesting, and I know it is his show. They brought in Miguel Prado, who is played by oh god, he's in like not everything, but he's done a lot of major stuff. Let me look it up before I forget. Jimmy Schmitz. He's done tons of stuff. Like he's been in Star. I mean, I feel like most people would probably recognize him from Star Wars first. Uh, uh, I believe. But he's done some Anarchy. He's done The West Wing and The Heights. He's been around for a long time. But he was like a best friend to Dexter for all of season 3, and it was an interesting dynamic. But I could call it from like the first episode. I was like, oh, this is exactly what's going to happen. And wow, is his sister Deborah? I don't know if it's the writing. I think I've said this before. I don't know if it's her acting, the writing, whatever. But she's just A, she's annoying. B, she's not interesting. And they spend so much time on her story that more or less is her falling in love with like every possible fucking man that she meets. And then it doesn't work out, and boohoo, she goes back to being an annoying bitch. It's just, it just kind of it takes me out of it. And if that sounds really harsh, and I really don't mean it to be, but like, if you saw it, you'd know. Just like his, I know again, this is another layer of Dexter, is him trying to act like a normal person would, not a serial killer. So he's getting married and having a kid, and his wife. I feel like I've talked to other people about this. His wife is super annoying, Rita. Like I don't care. I don't care about her at all. She's not a character that I need more information about at all. And I'm dreading the fact that everyone is telling me like, oh, like the last couple seasons of Dexter, not good. And I'm already into season 4. I'm like, at some point this is gonna be not so great. And I don't know if I'm gonna finish it or not. I do have problems with like starting something and not finishing it. You can read into that if you want, but we'll see how far I get. Coming week, I might watch. Let's see, what did I put on my watch list that I might get out of the way? I'm sure I might watch some sort of movie this evening. I've been wanting to rewatch a couple movies, including Master and Commander on the Far Side. If you've seen it, maybe a perfect movie. Uh, early early 2000s, Russell Crowe, uh, British Navy. It's and like just visually, like everything is just him as a ship captain. It's awesome. I don't know. I've just been feeling the need to rewatch that, so I might do that. I've also been feeling. I think it's because I just watched Deadpool and Wolverine. I want to rewatch The Greatest Showman. I keep saying I'm not a big musical guy, but I think I like this. I like La La Land. I didn't love uh, Moulin Rouge. I like In the Heights. I got to figure out how I feel about musicals. I think, and I think I want to give this another shot. Uh, People have recommended Empire Records. I've Every time I feel like I'm making progress on watch list, and which you can check out if you're that interested at all. I'm on Letterboxd at Dunkin' 8 Donuts. Or I think mine is actually Dr. Scott 213 is my Letterboxd actually. I never the actual tag on it is. Either way, you can check that out. I might put it in the description or at the homepage of this podcast or something. Either way, that's what I might watch. Obviously, hope is something interesting this week and tell someone about it. I think that's a good, for lack of a better word, social to take. Maybe you heard something on here. You're like, oh, I either like that, dislike that, I know of it and want to watch it, or if I wanted to watch it and you told me I don't want to, well, maybe it gave you a little more at least. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good 20 minutes that you can't get back after listening to this, so I'm sorry, but that's just another week in Dunk's Movie Corner. It's been week 3. I know I'm a few days late. Apologies again. But just for referencing, the week that should have been 4 was the 22nd through the 29th. I technically did watch Deadpool on the 30th, but without that, there wouldn't be that much to talk about. So I at least rope that in. I'm sure I'll make an adjustment for next week to not talk about it twice. And I'll see everyone, I guess, in the next one.